Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of Dead Flesh Retro Plays Fish by Magnetic Scrolls. My name is Chris, and someone once called me Dead Flesh Retro.
My name is Lee, and I vowed never to talk about that person again, or the patio.
We're back to listening to demo tapes this week.
And trying to make coffee, and opening filing cabinets.
If you listen to this and enjoy it, please let us know, or even join a future live session on YouTube and comment while we're playing.
Let's dive back in.
Welcome to another edition of We're Stuck in a Bizarre World and Can't Find the Right Words to Get Out. If you'd just like to say hello, and so we can see who's here today.
Hello. Your name is?
I'm Lee.
Hi, I'm Sandis.
Hello, I'm Rosie.
Hi, I'm Woody.
And I'm Lucas.
And I think Mike's going to join us as well, but his internet just went down. Before we move on, I did some experimenting in the Abbey last week. After we got through it, there was a few things that I wanted to try out. Obviously, one of the things was to hang the blanket over the doorway, which you can do. However, if you hang the blanket, they still see you, so you don't gain any time from doing that. You can also put the poster over the doorway, but again, they see you and you don't save any time. If you put the sarcophagus lid over the doorway, they go away again, and you've got all the time in the world. Until you trigger the altar with the gargoyle, you've got as much time as you want. However, after they go off again, if you take the lid out of the doorway and go back outside, as soon as you go back up to where the arch used to be, you stub your toe and make a sound, and they come after you. So, also there is an image, there is a picture, which is of the Abbey itself. So as you go from the van to where the Abbey is, you get a new image of the Abbey. So yeah, now we know. Oh, also, it occurred to me that the purpose of the blanket and the poster is actually to have too many things in your hands, because if you're holding them when you need to pick the gargoyle up, it says you can't, and you have to drop something and then pick the gargoyle up, and you can easily run out of time. So I think those items are just there to get in the way and cost you an extra turn. So there we go. Would someone like to give a quick recap of what happened last week?
Hello, I'll do that today. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Flanders.
Right. So the producer is desperate for coffee, and Rod is absolutely useless. So in the plush lounge, there is a ferric oxide cassette that we take, and then we find 2 more cassettes in the storeroom, and that's a chrome tape and a metal tape. And then in the control room cupboard, we find a tape cleaner. There is a cassette player in the secondary control room. And it looks like we get 7 turns in there. So we have 7 moves, but it looks like it's only when we are in the control room. But because when we're outside, the producer says we have 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, 7 turns. So we listen to the tapes on the cassette player, but we need to find the right command to get it to play. So, and we find the right command by setting the volume on the amplifier. So first we need to clean the cassette player with a head cleaner. So, and then on the tapes, so on the metal tape, there is a very corny song wherever I lay my eggs. The volume is too high, so it's just very blurry.
Well, we had to turn it down.
Yeah, we had to turn it down. And then on the chrome tape, there is a very sad blues tune. And on the ferric tape, there is a song by the Seven Deadly Fins that is called My Gills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. And then we have the producer's voice on there that says, "This is terrible." And then it says the tape stops. So do we need to rewind to see if there's any further clues on that tape? So that is kind of where we were.
Okay, yeah. And we're looking for a combination, aren't we? Because there's a locked filing cabinet in the office.
Yeah.
And we have a locked kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have any suggestions or things that they'd like to try? I take that to no. So you mentioned that time seems to speed up when we're in that secondary control room. So we seem to have more time when we're outside it, and as soon as we go in, it's like another timer starts, and it's much shorter. So as a result of which, I don't think we actually played all 3 tapes in the same turn. I think we got thrown out after listening to the first one, and then listened to the second and the third. So I wonder if we just need to do things in the right order. Like in both of the other areas, the warps that we've been through, we've had to do things in the correct order in order to succeed, in order to get like a message that we didn't get before. So I wonder if it's just like an execution thing. Like we have all the pieces, we just need to execute it.
It definitely feels like we need to do something outside of the control room first, because the producer says that message about, oh yeah, you've got another 5 minutes, or I haven't got my coffee in 5 minutes. Whereas when we go straight to the control room, we do die within 7 turns, don't we? But we spend much longer outside of the control room than that.
But then outside the control room, we have to find the tapes. If you imagine it's possible to do the whole thing the first time you do it, you do spend time finding the tapes and getting into the storeroom and looking at the office and things like that. There's also the button on the wall and the light. That must be there for a reason. That's something else that we can interact with. I'm tempted to go back and start the loop again.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, okay. So let's swim small warp.
Hello everybody, I made it eventually.
Hey Mike.
Hi Mike.
Okay, so we've just arrived. This is the first time we've arrived here, so I'm going to have to go through everything. Get ferric tape. West. Oi, where's my coffee? Bellows the producer. I'm going to go west again. I'm going to press the switch. Press switch. A light flickers in the room to the south. Open wooden door. And then go south. There's a tape bin. Get all from bin. Chrome cassette, metal cassette. Now the producer says, if I haven't got my coffee in 5 minutes, there'll be trouble. I'm going to go north. I'm going to open control room door. It's now open. I'm going to go north. Okay, there's a cassette player, a small cupboard, and an amplifier. I'm wondering if I should press that button first, though, the important button by the door. Open cupboard. Get head cleaner. I'm going to close the door and then press the button. The secondary control room door is now closed. Oi, where's my coffee? Bellows the producer from you know not where. That's like an earlier message, isn't it? Press button. The button gives under your pressure and speaks a sentence in button language. It says, click, profound. The producer is prowling in the corridor outside, muttering to himself. You catch some of the words he says, like kill and maim and your name. The producer is not a happy man. Have we had that message before? I can't remember if we
I
have.
don't think so.
No.
I mean, that actually sounds like it's doing what we thought it would do, which is prevent him from getting to us.
Yes.
So we can't-
I don't know what happened last time because we did this before and he still killed us.
Can't remember.
But maybe the timing was just not right. Okay.
Or maybe you've just bought yourself some more turns.
Yeah, maybe. So set, is it set fader, isn't it? Set fader to 5.
Do you want to set it to 7? I also wonder whether the code on the thing might be 777. I'm just set everything to 7.
What if 7's too loud?
Isn't this the 6th move since we weren't in there?
I think the moves reset when you go in. Or I don't know.
And we got 10 points there.
Oh, we got 10 points for setting the fader. Yeah, I'm confused about the "Oi, where's my coffee?" because I thought he'd already said that and said it quite early.
I think that I think closing the door and maybe the light as well has held them up in the same way that we held them up, the hippies.
Yeah. Okay. So put metal cassette in player.
Well, wait.
Oh,
Tape cleaner in first.
thanks, Mike.
I think the command was play cassette in player, was it?
Okay. Yes.
On the actual command.
Yeah, we found it.
Play head cleaner in player. The cleaner rumbles its way through the machine, scrubbing the cassette heads until they're as shiny as new pins.
10 points.
Play metal cassette in player. A really terrible blues tune starts to play. Okay.
Is rewind cassette even a command that it understands?
I don't know. I'm just going to play the tapes
Sure, go for
and
it.
then we can experiment. So I'm going to play ferric next. I did metal first. Play ferric cassette in player. Okay. Hang on, this is different.
Yeah, he didn't say that last time, did
No.
he?
A loud punk song starts to play. Whatever happened to Leon Kodsky? He got a fish hook that made his gills burn. No more cod roes anymore. No more cod roes anymore. The tune fades out with the producer shouting, "No more this song anymore."
Ah.
That's a Stranglers reference.
It is, yes. Play Chrome cassette in player. The room is briefly filled with a dreadful ditty that goes precisely after this fashion. Climb every fountain, swim every stream, follow every river till you find your bream. The singer is so out of time that the producer stops the session. No, 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 the producer shouts, clicking his fingers in a strange rhythm. Like this, 315, 315, 315.
315!
Well.
Okay. And still the producer hasn't burst in and killed us.
And we got 10 points for that last one as well.
Yay! Okay. Can we get to the office without being killed this time, though? Well, it doesn't matter because we can just go and open the lock.
You want to save it?
Save it here?
It seems like we've made actual
Yeah,
progress.
good. Okay, I'm going to put it, overwrite that one. Okay, open control room door. South. Whoa. The producer lurking down the corridor spots you as you leave the secondary control room. So that's where you were hiding. He screams as his puffy body hurtles towards you. Why haven't you made my coffee? Rod makes it when he's asked. No trouble. It's on my table immediately. He can have your job. You're fired. He grabs you by the arm and leaves you through the lounge. Get out, he shouts, throwing you into the street and slamming the door, and don't come back. Okay.
I know this is probably not a very popular thing to say, but did we actually ask Rod to make coffee? That's the second or third time that it's been in the script that he will make coffee.
Maybe we need to ask Rob to make coffee. Good one.
Yeah.
The other option is that we now need to sort of go very meta on this game in that we've done one course, we know what the code is. We now just need to start and go straight to the office and use the code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't done the thing that teaches us the code, it's the classic gamey.
Yeah.
Well, we still have the points. So if we have the points, if we just go and enter the code, it's like we've done it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is. I don't think there doesn't seem to be any way of getting out of there without being caught. So I think that is what you're supposed to do. But we can try asking. So we've gone back in. We're in plush lounge. An important looking beetroot-faced producer enters the room behind you. Yui shouts charmingly, "Make some coffee or you're fired." So we can say, ask Rod to make coffee. Is that?
Yeah.
Sure thing, says Rod, rushing down the corridor. You hear the kitchen door slam, then a few seconds later it slams again as Rod comes out. That's the way to do it, he beams as he returns, holding a steaming mug of coffee. The producer's voice booms from the distance. Rod, what are you doing? I need a tape changing. I'm making the coffee, replies Rod. The producer appears and grabs the mug. He looks at you and smiles a sickly smile as Rod leaves. Well done, he says, taking a slurp. You'll go far in this business. You've already learned the golden rule. If in doubt, delegate. Then he stomps out, looking pleased with himself.
I actually cannot believe
I
that.
can't believe that.
That is amazing. And we got points.
Wow.
So you're right, you actually do have to keep learning information in the loop and then applying it the next time round.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the puzzle has reset, but it hasn't.
No. Well, because part of it is knowledge. And once you've got it, you've got it.
Just feels dirty.
I suspect Lucas is getting distinct Outer Wilds vibes at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
The game itself is toying with you with that regard, in that it's actually going back through the loop. You know, it's not making you reload and just gain first knowledge and do it, which is what other games do. It actually says, no, you're going back through the loop, and things change.
Yeah, that's right. Because the whole warp business, the whole host parasite interface construct allows for you to keep reliving the same thing over and over again, but conscious of the fact.
Wait, are we playing this game or is this game playing us?
Yeah, there's some sophisticated game design shenanigans going on. But okay, so we're now free of the producer and we have the code. So I think we just take a victory walk into the office, don't we?
Wow.
Go for it.
Yeah, because that's definitely the end of this level.
Oh my god. Open glass door.
Every level so far has given us 90 points.
Uh-huh.
And so far we've got 50 points from this level.
Oh. Okay. Let's look at the lock. Set lock to, what was it?
315.
315.
The lock is now set to 315. Unlock. Filing cabinet. Oh. Open lock. Okay.
Reset lock to 315.
It's set to 315.
Unlock lock.
Okay, so I've gone set lock to 315. The lock is now set to 315. Open filing cabinet, but the filing cabinet is locked. Unlock filing cabinet. It says with what? I could try that. Open lock. You can't do that to the lock. So unlock filing cabinet with combination. No. Maybe use combination lock. Open combination lock. Unlock. Oh. It's definitely 315.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it was on the last loop.
Yeah, I was going to say, the first time I wrote down that the filing cabinet was set to 896, and this time it was something else.
625.
Hang on, we can test
so
this.
Maybe the numbers on the tape are different every time.
Okay, I've gone into the control room again. I'm playing the metal cassette. Now I'm going to play the chrome cassette. And now I'm going to play the oxide. Was that the last one? Metal, chrome, ferric.
Oh, last time it was the chrome one that gave us the number.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing it in a different order.
One which has got the producer on it.
Look at that. So I play the final one, and it says like this: 225, 225, 225.
Okay. So we've learned two things. A, the numbers are different every time. And secondly, it makes no difference what cassette you play. It's just when you play the first cassette, you get some points. Then you have to play the second cassette. And then when you play the third cassette, whatever it is, has the code on it.
Yeah. Yes, at least it's friendly in that way. But it also means that, Rosie's solution to the producer is essential, because otherwise you can't get back to the office.
I'm sure that you just play the ferric cassette. I don't think you have to play the other two.
You think we just play one?
Yeah, I think you just play the ferric one, because the ferric cassette was the one that we found in the bin in the lounge, whereas the other two are in the bin.
The first time it was the chrome cassette that gave us the number.
Yeah. First time we did ferric, metal, and then chrome.
Yeah.
So you think it's always the third one? It's always the last one you play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just gone south. Now we know that the combination code in this loop is 225. I've gone south, and the producer stomps in. "What are you doing here?" he says. "I want more coffee now." He gives you a menacing stare through bloodshot eyes as he departs.
The timer's back on.
Yeah. I think so. So shall I save here? I don't know how much of a mistake that is, but... I think we get a free save. Okay, so now it's east. Hallway. "Oi, where's my coffee?" bellows the producer from you know not where. East again. Plush lounge. North. At least the door's open. The producer's voice booms from the distance. "Rod, what are you doing? I need a tape changing." Okay, now set lock to 225, was it?
Yeah. Do we need to send Rod to make more coffee there?
Rod was never here. We just
I said Rod is loafing around when we're in the plush lounge. If it kills us, we can go back, I'm sure, because you saved it.
I would say just continue with what you're doing, and if it kills us.
Okay. The lock is now set to 225. A soft click tells you that the cabinet is now unlocked. Open cabinet. The filing cabinet is now open. The producer's menacing voice echoes ominously around the whole studio. He gives us the 5-minute warning. So...
Go and tell Rod to make some more coffee again.
No, I'm looking in the cabinet.
Nice.
I mean, I've got 5 minutes. The filing cabinet contains a spindle. Get spindle. You grab the spindle and the whole room starts wobbling. It looks like a wormhole is opening, probably carrying the fins. Fortunately, you were prepared for this and activate the escape device lodged in the back of your psyche just as the fins start to warp in. "You'll not escape us this time," one of them says between curved teeth. But it's too late. You already have. Your mind zooms to one side. Or is that the world moves very quickly in the opposite direction? It's hard to tell. A tiny plastic castle is off in the distance, getting bigger and bigger as it speeds towards you. Slap! Your psyche twists into a goldfish's body, and the spindle spins, what else, into the glass box. "We only just got you out," says a quiet voice in your brain, clearly Sir Playfair. "But well done. You're doing a remarkable job. Quite outstanding, in fact. Chin up. Panchak's out." "Oh, sorry, old sport," Sir Playfair's voice returns. "I forgot that you now had the focus wheel. Jolly well done. The backroom boys have worked out what the fins are up to. I'll tell you what it is after we open a warp into Hydropolis, the fish planet's capital. Intriguing, eh?" The castle jolts and a large warp appears in the wall. Well, this is the story. The Finns have set up a meteorological imbalance on the fish planet, causing water to evaporate. The fish scientists have devised a project to save their world, but the Finns have sabotaged that too. You are to help them complete their project in the body of its leader, Dr. Roach. Good luck. Panchak's out. Castle. There is a large warp here.
Whoa.
Right, let's just take a moment to celebrate the fact that we did actually complete.
It was only like halfway through that whole blurb I realised we'd actually done it.
I know. Yeah, I should probably have paused for a little celebration, and then because it's the last thing, I guess, because we've done all 3 of them. We've completed those 3 warps, and now we have a new warp that takes us, I guess, to the mission proper, which is in this Hydropolis place.
And save the game as well.
Yeah. So we're on 240.
Yes, which means that what I said is rubbish. We only got 70 points from that warp.
Yeah.
As opposed to 90 from the other 2. So I don't know whether there's some points we missed or whether that's just it. It's just quicker.
Whatevs.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of odd, isn't it? Because you can do those in any order. And some of them were maybe more complex than others. I mean, all of them were quite small, and yet there was quite a lot of puzzling just in a small set of locations with a small number of objects. Quite a large number of which weren't even useful. So,
one other thing, Chris. Do we have an image?
Well, we're still in the castle, so... Oh, the image actually hasn't updated. We're still looking at the plush lounge. I think there's only one image in that whole recording studio section. However, there is a large warp here.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to take Woody's advice before we do anything. And save that there. And then swim large warp. Okay, we have a new image. You swim into the large warp and your body changes into a strange hybrid creature, half man, half fish. This must be Dr. Roach. Lounge. Some would call this apartment small and pretentious, but with house prices in Hydropolis the way they are, small and pretentious was all Dr. Roach could afford. Anyway, he managed to get a view of Hydropolis. Not many places have even that. The room is decorated in a minimalist style, but as Dr. Roach would say if he weren't under your control, I'm a man of minimal needs. The only excesses he has allowed himself are a painting, a trendy black shelf, a switch to control the lights, and most important, a door to get out. There is a fish ton here. I'm going to do an inventory first of all. You are carrying nothing, you are wearing a watch. The wall behind your fish ton glows, revealing the face of the principal's secretary. Good morning, Dr. Roach, she says. I'm sorry to call so early. I just wanted to confirm that the principal is expecting you at 10 o'clock this morning. Goodbye. Her face fades out, leaving you with the annoying jingle of the Hydropolis telecommunications network. HTN, HTN, with your friends you can talk and you won't have to walk. HTN, HTN. Not the most auspicious start to a morning.
And is that a new image there, Chris?
Yeah, let's look at the image.
And also, can we look at our watch to see what the time is? To
Yes.
see what the countdown is?
Okay, so there's the image of our apartment. There's some nice big windows in the background. There's a picture of a fish on the wall. There's a fireplace and a sofa and a coffee table by the looks of it. It's all human scale.
Is it just me that doesn't know what a fish ton is?
So, given that it says the wall behind your fish ton glows, revealing the face, I mean, it's some communications device, I guess, but let's have a look at it.
I was wondering exactly the same thing.
Fish tons are really popular in the Hydropolis at the moment. Most fish can only afford small apartments, so these space-saving beds are essential. You didn't get any instructions with it, so it's really just a glorified sofa. A fish ton.
It's like a futon.
This may be a bit of 80s satire. Were futons like a trendy thing in the 80s? I suspect they might have been.
Yeah, totes.
So that's what a fish ton is. I mean, it doesn't look like a futon looking at the image. The image shows a massive sofa, doesn't it? Anyway. What else was there? A trendy black shelf, a painting. Oh, there's a watch. So let's look at the watch. The time is 09:03. I mean, it's quite possible, if not likely, that we're going to be late the first time we try this. So let's look at the shelf. Dr. Roach bought the trendy black shelf from his favourite trendy black shelf shop. There is a Fishofax on it.
Is that like a fish filofax?
I reckon. You have now got the Fishofax. X Fishofax. The Fishofax is a really useful item. Honest. It combines all the features of a diary and a wallet for about 4 or 5 times the price. It's open. It contains a Visa card and a Tatty card. Let's have a look at our Visa card. The Visa card saves you carrying cash around. For this pleasure, you have to pay extortionate interest rates on your outstanding balance. Let's have a look at the Tatty card. The Tatty card is in a sorry state. Probably because you have to carry it around all the time to keep proving your identity.
I'm wondering if you examine your watch, whether it's 1 minute per turn.
Yeah. 9:10 now. Yeah. Examine watch again, 9:11. So there's just a painting we haven't looked at. The painting is called Waves in Black, one of Finn's more solid works. Okay.
Got to look behind the painting.
Okay. You find nothing of interest. Let's get the painting. The painting is fixed firmly to the wall and has been ever since Roach first moved into this apartment. It must be really mucky behind there.
Should we take the cards?
I think we have them. I think they're in the Filofax.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Or the Fishofax, I should say. I guess we just go out. Ah, open door. You'll have to put your hand on the print next to the door. Put hand on print.
So the fact that we have a hand and feet means that far from being half fish, do we just have a fish head or something?
I don't know. Well, as I said, like from the image, the apartment looked human scale, you know, designed for beings who bend in the same places that humans bend and look out the windows at the same height that humans look out the windows. But I don't know what physical aspect. I mean, I guess we could look at ourselves.
Mind boggles.
Let's look at ourselves. So when I put the hand on the print, it said, with a loud whoosh, the door flies up into the ceiling. Look at me. You are in the body of Dr. Roach, a fish scientist and leader of, quote, the project. You have arms and hands to help you adjust your environment and a tail to help you swim through it. Are we underwater? I think we're possibly underwater. Okay.
We are in Hydropolis.
Exactly. Which is evaporating. This is bad news. I wonder which direction we need to go in to leave. I can't say leave apartment.
You can't spell it either.
Can I not? Is it 1p?
1p.
There we go. I can leave the apartment. Thanks, Woods. Landing. There are 2 doors on this level of the apartment block. One to your apartment and one to your new neighbour, Ernest Chubbs. Beside each door is a handprint and an access shaft leads down to the lobby.
I've just seen the score. We've got 243. We got 3 points for doing something, I think. I think it was for leaving the apartment. But yeah, I think your notion of us being underwater with the tail is right, because the access shaft is obviously instead of a stairwell.
Yeah. Let's just do an exit here in the hallway, just to see if we get some cardinal directions. Okay, so north, east, and down. So does north go back into our apartment? Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. So east must be... Oh, okay. East, you swim into the access shaft and down to the ground floor. So east and down must be the same then. And that takes you to lobby. Lobby. With no security guard, no intercom, and no doors, any old eel could slip in here and break into every apartment in the block. It's a wonder it hasn't happened yet. Mind you, it wouldn't be all bad. At least Dr. Roach could get some new furniture with the insurance money. The exit out to Paddlington is to the south, and the access shaft leads up to the landing. So that was down and up, but I think it's also east and west, is it? If you go west here?
I assume you're just going to go up and just try that, are you?
Okay, so west doesn't go back that way. If you go west, this fish has not been modified to swim through walls. If we go up, we get back to the landing. If we go down, we get to the lobby. Okay. I don't know where Chubbs is then. Chubbs may be south from the hallway.
But the door was closed, so it doesn't show up as an exit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could try putting my hand on it just to see what happens. Put hand on print. Oh, it's going to ask me which one, isn't it? Which one, the silver handprint or the gold handprint? Oh. Which one's which? Okay, X handprint. Well, let's look at the silver one, just because we know it's silver. The silver handprint looks like someone has dipped the hand in silver paint and pressed it on the wall. Which one's which? Ah, examine gold print. The gold handprint is used by Ernest Chubb, your neighbour, to open the door of his flat. So put hand on gold print. After a few moments, nothing happens. The gold print probably responds only to Ernest Chubb. You remove your hand before anyone notices you looking foolish. Okay.
And presumably there's highly likely that you can't get in there anyway. It's just...
I mean, not at the moment. There may be some reason I need to get into Chubb's apartment later, but I can't at the moment. It's 9:35. I guess we go out to Paddlington. Leave lobby. Paddlington. This is the up-and-coming place to live in Hydropolis. It's also one of the busiest, teeming with guppies. Your apartment block is to the north, and the entrance to the underground station, bearing the logo of the Hydropolis Underground Omnibus Company, stands to the east. A group of students swim by, with what looks like the principal. Let's look at the students. Okay, you can't see any students here. So they just went past and away. So apartment block is to the north, entrance to the underground station is to the east.
We just scored 13 points for getting to Paddlington.
Okay. So they swim past, which kind of validates that idea that we're underwater. So let's go east, I guess. What happens if we try going west? Ah, okay, if we go west, it says somewhere in Paddlington. The roads in Hydropolis, especially here in Paddlington, look remarkably similar. After a short jaunt, you get lost. Panic takes a tight grip on your arms and leads you at a rush through the streets, desperately trying to find somewhere familiar. More by luck than judgment, you eventually reach the underground station. That basically just takes us back to where we were at Paddlington. So I guess we have to go east. Oh, a high-speed police fish pulls up outside your apartment block. His flashing blue light and wailing siren make you feel decidedly uneasy. The host-parasite interface weakens momentarily, and you catch a glimpse of the goldfish bowl. Then you regain control of Roach's body as the police fish zooms off. Paddlington Underground Station. This station is busy. Commuters are flooding down the access funnel to the platform, almost overwhelming the guard checking their tickets. The ticket clerk sitting behind a counter looks quite scared by the mad rush too. You can get back to the street westwards, but you'd be swimming against a tide of commuters.
Looks like we've got a new image.
Oh yeah. So we're in a queue, I guess, and there's the ticket clerk in a little office. Everyone's got human features, but they're sort of fish-like people are pulling a fish face. I think is the best way to describe it. But yeah, the people look human shape. We can only see them from their torso upwards, so we can't see their tails.
Do you think we just go with them?
I guess so. I think
We need to get a ticket, maybe.
so. I should have taken a screenshot of this, but when the game first loads, at the end of the kind of hacked by Cortex text, there is like a ticket, a text ticket, which I wonder whether that was included in the packaging when you bought the game, a bit like the manual that you have to look up for the copy protection. So I think there might be, there was a ticket with some like numbers and codes on it. So I wonder if we're going to be asked for something that we can't answer immediately. But we're in Paddington Underground Station and everyone's swimming down. So let's try going down as well. Right. I'm sorry, says the guard, stopping you. You can't go into the funnel without a travel pass or a ticket. What if we show Tatty card to guard? You need a ticket or a travel pass before you can enter, says the guard sternly. Not the Tatty card.
I think we need to talk to the clerk.
Ah.
Is there a ticket office?
A ticket clerk sitting behind a counter. Okay.
We do have a Visa card, don't we?
Yeah. Ask clerk for ticket. What? Just give you a ticket, says the clerk incredulously. Buy one, like everyone else, Dr. Roach. Okay. Oh, God. Buy ticket from clerk. With what? Visa card. The ticket clerk sneers. I'm sorry, Chief. That won't do nicely. We don't accept Visa here. Only cash or MasterCard.
Loving all the fish puns. This is hilarious.
God damn it. Why have we not got a MasterCard?
Do we need to find an ATM then?
Maybe. That's all we have, isn't it?
Where haven't we been?
Exactly. We've been everywhere.
Just a random thought. The Fisherton or the futon sofa. Could we have searched that and look and see if something had dropped?
It's something down the side of the
behind it?
sofa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We might not be able to get back now. Didn't it say something about...
Oh no, it's okay. We're swimming against the tide, but I've gone west to Paddlington and north to Lobby. I've gone up to the landing. I've gone north into our lounge. Oh.
Read it.
We've gone back in and it's the normal description. Some would call this apartment small and pretentious, but with house prices, blah 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 blah. And then at the end it says, "Oh no, you've been burgled. I hope Dr. Roach was insured. There is a travel pass here."
Do burglars give you stuff in Hydropolis?
The travel pass gives you unlimited use of the Hydropolis Underground Omnibus system until it expires, of course. You now have the travel pass. We've been anti-burgled.
Can we see your inventory and see if anything has been taken?
Well, nothing's been taken from us.
Presumably it was burgled because we left the door wide open and unlocked.
Oh, it's possible. So, is the painting here? Yeah.
There is an image, is it just the same one as before?
You can't see a fish ton here. The image is the same as it was before, but I think our fish ton has been taken. It was a fish ton, right? I think our fish ton's gone.
Is that what they stole and the travel pass fell out when they stole it?
I guess they dropped it because
I bet it was down the side of the fish ton. We left the door open. I'm tempted to go back and test this out. Let's have a look at our watch. 9:53. I mean, we could just wait until 10 o'clock and see what happens.
Well, you could go down to the train as well, couldn't you? Just to see where
Yeah.
you could go.
So go south, down, south, east, down. Now it says you show your pass to the guard and go through. Platform. The tracks leading off into the dark tunnel lie beyond the northern edge of the platform. Trains arrive quite frequently, once every 3 minutes on average, a fact not unnoticed by the section of the Hydropolis Underground Omnibus Company responsible for advertising. You can go up to ground level via the access funnel to Paddlington.
There's a new image.
And there's a new image showing a very fish-faced underground train. I guess from here we would go north to get on the train. But we're going to have to leave it there because that's the hour up.
What's the time?
Oh, on our watch. The time is 9:59. You feel a gusting current from the tunnel as a train clatters into the station. The doors open and fish push and shove each other as they get on and off. The time is 10 o'clock. The train is so crowded that the doors just miss your tail when they close. The train rumbles into the tunnel with its heavy sweating load. The time is 10:01. You feel a gusting current from the tunnel as a train clatters into the station. So this happens every turn, backwards and forward. Trains come and go.
10 o'clock. Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was 10 o'clock, I guess. It's now 1 minute past.
Yeah.
So nothing's going to happen. We're just late. Yeah.
Whatever meeting there was, we haven't attended it. So it doesn't look like it kills us not to attend, but obviously, in order to progress in the game, I guess we need to be at that meeting. But it's going to take us a few goes, I think, to map out the lay of the land here and figure out even where the meeting's supposed to be. Can anyone actually remember?
No. So how do we start again if it doesn't kill us? Do we just reload the game from the last save point, or?
It's a good question, actually. I mean, yes, we've saved it, so we can load it from that point. Steve swims by at top speed. I think there's some kind of incidental, things happening. Steve swimming by and students and their principal going by. Oh, obviously, we don't know how relevant those things are yet. Okay, well, congratulations, everyone, for getting out of the recording studio and getting to Hydropolis. It feels like now the adventure can really begin, and we've got a much bigger space to map out because it's got public transport. So it's probably going to take us a little while to understand where everything is and what's going on before we can start tackling some more puzzles. But cool. Thanks very much, everybody. See you at the next one. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And we're clear. That was fun. It appears we're now onto the game proper.
Nice. Almost feels like we're getting the hang of it. Almost.
Getting the hang of fish puns, you mean?
Hook, line, and sinker.
Bye.